this is the blessed life. Morris, I like it because a lot of times when people are talking about giving, finance, it sounds like hustle, or prosperity gospel kind of mentality, or carnal minded, basically kind of put his hands on God, which none of that. Like when we talk about something like this idea of being
I'm trying to stop it. She's beating on
I
my
see a
child.
beaver on.
I'm trying to go forever.
You gotta learn how to turn it off.
I don't know.
Stop what you're doing.
Bring your phone over here.
Oh.
I can get it off for you. I wouldn't own the phone, I could turn it off. But I always do. First time I see you this year.
Say what?
First time I see you this year.
So,
Praise the Lord.
The Blessed Life by Robert Morris.
If this is the first time I saw you this year, come on, man. You cold?
Not cold yet, but it's gonna get.
Good evening, good evening.
You got a pencil? Right now, Deuteronomy chapter 14. Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 29. Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 29. Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 29. Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 10. Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 10. Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 20.
What was the second?
15:10.
Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 10.
Third one?
Verse 20.
Okay.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 8 and 12. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 8 and 12. Most of the stuff in the introduction I covered Sunday, the sermon. How many of you were here for the sermon Sunday? Oh, yeah. Yeah, right.
I see a spirit.
Take that at $2 by loaf of bread.
Huh?
Somebody read that verse. Chapter 14.
28 and 20. Okay. Deuteronomy 14 chapter, verse 28 and 29. At the end of every 3 years, bring all the tithe of that year's produce and store it in your town, so that the Levites who have no allotment or inheritance of their own, and the aliens, the fatherless, and the widows who live in your town may come and eat and be satisfied, and so that the Lord your God may bless you in all the work of your hands.
Okay. Now, y'all heard that. I know the Levites, remember who the Levites are? The Levites was one of the Levitical tribes, like one of the tribes which was the Levitical tribe. The Levitical tribe is the priestly tribe. All your priests were taken from the Levitical tribe. Okay? All of the high priests had to be a direct descendant of Aaron, that Moses from the first high priest. Moses and Aaron were part of the Levitical tribe. Remember when they made it to the promised land and they started dividing the land up into portions? Okay, the Levitical tribe didn't get a portion. Not person. They still had 12 portions, but the Levitical tribe didn't get a portion. Now they still have 12 portions. Joseph's portion was divided into 2 portions. It wasn't called Joseph's portion. It was called Ephraim. Those is 2 boys, the 2 largest tribes, 2 big portions. So you still had 12 portions, but the Levitical tribe, why? Because they were the priestly tribe. All their contributions would come from the tithe. The tithe was used to maintain the people who were in charge of the things of God. Confuse the tithe. He did. He said, this is an offering you take every 3 weeks from your crops. It is to replenish, take care of the needs of the Levitical tribe, but not just the Levitical tribe. The foreigners, Gentiles, your strangers, your poor, people in need. They were to be able to come from this, come to this store house where this stuff is stored and partake of that in order to survive. It is faith. Y'all feel? What's this got to do with our lesson? Talk about faith. One of the things I'm trying to get you to see, I know I was too long on Sunday. I messed up a good sermon. I cut it into 30 minutes and then a great sermon. But the point was that all through Scripture, God talks about this matter of giving more than he talks about anything else. He talks about money more than we do, but the concept of giving is not allocated or relegated just to money. We talk about giving, we talk about giving of the time, talent, and your treasure. But this passage does, and all through Scripture, all those passages, shows us that every saint has a responsibility. Every saint has a responsibility to give to those other than just themselves. Give to those less fortunate than them. To give to that which God promotes. And you say, I love God's church, and I'm not willing to support God's church. I keep want you to live on earth and bored in heaven. They want you to live on earth, but then they want you to perform a miracle every night. Get somewhere to sleep. Pay the light bill. You can't pay the light bill with God lets you. You can't pay the light bill without the Spirit guy. You got to have tangible contribution. This is the responsibility of those of us who make up the people of God. Now, the reason I'm dealing with this is that this is one passage, and again, we've got a whole lot of them. I'm not going to try to cover all tonight. I'm not going to cover all those verses I just gave you because I picked up more. Cover them tonight. But all through Scripture, I want you to start noticing how God speaks to us in terms of our responsibility. God says, God does not need your money, but you need to be blessed. Put it another. God don't need our money, but we need to be blessed. I got to come to grips with it. When God gives us a taxation, a responsibility, God is not trying to hustle us. God ain't trying to raise no offering. The earth is the Lord's, the fullness of the world and they that dwell therein. God don't need you. You need God. But see, here's the problem is we want to do what we want to do, and then we still want God to bless us. We want to do what we want to do, and we still want God to take care of us. I said, no, it doesn't work like that. I have a blessing system. Okay? I have a blessing system. I'm not going to come out from heaven and try to bless everybody. But I got some folks, some angels, huh? That you're responsible for doing what God would have you to do in order that you might participate in the blessings of God. We always want God to bless folks, but we don't want to participate. We want to be blessed. Like, oh, I'm blessed and highly favored. Because a lot of folks being blessed and highly favored means I'm getting. But that's not the system God has. God says the system I have is that when you are blessed so that you can be
A blessing.
a blessing. You receive in order for you to give. God loves a cheerful. It's more blessed to give than to receive. Y'all follow? Okay. Introduction. The introduction starts with this lady who we talked about, who's in church, and for the first time in her life, she's convicted by the sermon that Marge preached. She's convicted on tithing. She decides she's going to tithe. She had made her $1,000 that week. So she had to write a check for her first tithe ever. How much is it? $100. 110. Okay. Wait. When she's about to write the check, she says God told her make the check out for $120. So what?
Amen.
Yeah, $120. Okay. Back. She's writing her first tithing check. Yeah. She's tripping over the $100. Now God says write another 20. Huh?
She got a problem with the 100. She got a problem with the
Yeah, I know
100.
all those.
Think about all the members at Bethany who don't tithe.
Yeah.
Ain't got something wrong with her.
No, I was going to
She
say.
done paid $100, and I love talking about another 20.
That's what I was saying.
Okay. She goes ahead and do it anyway because she wants to be obedient. Okay. Now, he says, he's the guy who says, and he finally confessed it to the guys in church, had $100 bills he keeps in his pocket. And parenthetically, every now and then the Lord tells him to give $100. So he says he felt led by the Lord to give this lady, when he saw her in the parking lot, to give her $100. Okay. This is the first time. He don't have no idea. She just wrote that. On his way to giving her the $100 bill, God says put a 20. Wow. Y'all feel me? You know what I'm saying, Lord? Put a 20 with. He doesn't find out till later the connection. She paid $120. And God was talking to her. She said, the 100 is my tithe, your way. my office, your office, maybe mine. Before she could get to her car, God had already replaced her. Y'all feel me?
Mhm.
All he was doing was doing what God told him. Now, any questions on that? The fascinating thing, the most fascinating thing to me about anybody is about these two persons are intimate enough with God to be able to discern the direction.
Mhm.
How can I expect God to tell me what to give when I don't know
His
how to
voice.
interpret what he's telling
Mhm.
me? See, I'm not caught up in the amounts. I'm not even talking about the stuff. It's the matter of developing the kind of relationship with God so that you can discern God's voice.
Mhm.
I used to, when I was young, usually, well, who God's talking to. And the Bible is clear. God has no respect of persons. I contend that God talks to everybody.
Mhm.
God speaks to every soul. There's not a person God has not spoken to. God does not talk to on a daily basis.
Mhm.
The only one who don't think God is talking to them are those who can't discern the voice. Y'all feel it?
Mhm.
I gotta be able to know what's going on. Don't see me talking about, I gave so and so the because the Lord. How you gonna get me talking the Lord told you to, and you don't even know what God's telling you? I had a member, I'm gonna call it. He said this thing. When God speaks, does he talk in an audible voice? You need to pray. But when you ask me a question like that, that lets me know you're. I can tell folks all the time. God created us. He made us. So God don't have to have words to communicate with. I always said my daddy mentor, Reverend Dr. R.E. McGee. That's before my text. Bishop went to a gallery. But he said something I never forget. He said, words are the vehicle on which thought travels. Words are the vehicle on which thoughts travel. The reason I'm trying to communicate with it, the only way I can really communicate is to share some verbiage. And the words, if I can conceivably describe what I'm thinking with a group of words, he can detect what I'm thinking by what I say. You feel me? But God don't need this. Since God made us, God can transfer thoughts from his mind to our mind without the word. You feel me? So if I'm waiting for some verbiage, I'm gonna miss it. This time you have to be, the God speaking, but you don't have a clue. It's not about listening to noise. It's about the relationship. I can't tell you how God's gonna talk to you. I can't explain to you how God can talk to you. The only person who can clarify for you the voice of God is God. He's the one that talk to you. Lord, talking to me. Lord, make it clear.
Yeah, yeah,
Lord, enable me to discern your voice.
yeah.
Clarity. Huh? You have not because it's all from scripture. Because you have asked for it. If you ask for it, God has respect to birth. You don't speak to me just out of the body. Listen. Everything's in a line. None of us are so spiritual, we have that kind of clarity. Comes a time, you remember that verse, it's not Eli, as he was God. When that one boy died, and she came to, remember she fell at his feet and counterfeit, leave her alone. He says, there's a problem. And God has kept it from him. He was to God. He recognizes there are some things going on I don't know about. Y'all better hear me today. See, when I'm talking about best life, I'm talking about a life with the will of God. I can't know God's will for my life if I don't communicate with God. I said, and we got to learn how to have the Mennonites, the police,
Gideon.
Gilead. God tells him to go and attack. I want some clarity.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it. In order for you to make me certain, and you, when the dew falls on one, and you wet the ground to keep the police back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, what are you saying, Hayes? I'm saying, if you certainty that that's God talking to you, ask God for some certainty, confirmation. I mean, like with some kids. You think you spiritually retarded? Look at this fool here today. But ain't nothing wrong with this stuff. Lord, I don't need you reverse that thing.
Yeah.
Could you let the police you know what I'm saying? He's trying to do. That's all right. Better late than never. Romney right now, chapter verse 29, 28, 29. They got some more verses. I'll put with it. Down. Look at, and the Bible break in the little phrase. You see that Deuteronomy with tonight, and basically there's some that I'm talking about. Here is trying to get clarity. Okay? So he does that. You would think that'd be enough. That ain't the big. It's not till he goes down to the enemy's camp. And it is nothing but the Lord's vision and the Lord's arm. God's going to give them the battle. The battle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now he believed. The non-Christian talk. He was there when he God more than God's servant to me. I believe God can do more than Joseph. Y'all feel? My point is, I don't care how long it takes you to get to that point. You discern the voice of God. I know it's my responsibility to help. I'm asking you, raise your hand. How many consider yourself generous? How many of you consider yourself poor giver? Consider yourself in between? I don't want nobody to say nothing because I'm going to preach. I might be bad. But you think you are. And see, it's really a it's like ambiguous. It's all relative. You say, I'm a generous giver. Compared to who would. I'm more generous than my folk at my time. No matter who, no matter how generous you think of us, are giving, none of us are so close and giving so much, we can't stand here more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not giving to give. I'm giving to receive. I'm talking about a blessing.
Yeah, yeah.
And trusting God. How you going to buy a $100 bill? Work on $100. Well, you can do that. And God can reflect what you do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there is another show. Let's go to that was in the next scenario was in he's in his old car out of miles like this, but you got a Lexus car unit. Put $300,000 on 3,000 miles, 300,000. You got $130,000, $1,000, 130,000 miles. He is going to a revival, a one-day revival. Preach. He said back during that time, where they heard it would preach revival, a love off, a love off. A lot of times, the revival one night. This is a one revival. Concern. Say sometimes I'm talking like the $800, like $200. Concern that they only have one scheduled for the whole month. They say, you don't trust God. Service. Trinity. Yes. When he walks into the gas, the lady behind the cashier says, it's already there. So, you drove up. God told you that you without your gas. It's already. What you think about that? I'm not just talking about forget the money. We get paid for the gas. How God gonna tell her he's don't know this man. Never seen it. I said, this is Daniel. What you have? So our confirmation in your life, you know God is working. I'm in the will of God. You're doing something right. This ain't no silly stuff for skeptical, the skeptical. They got the saying. This is spiritual stuff. This is stuff you only participate in on a spiritual. To carnal mind, look at it, you see the money. Wow, man, you give $100, man. And some folks could even make it the money. And you see the pastor live there with $120. That's his woman. Huh? Don't even have a clue. Command God's will, but your devious mind, your demonic, don't know. See, that's the kind of negative fellowship. If you start spreading all that mess, all that garbage, contaminating the fellowship to the will of God. I'm on Facebook. I had messages and some on my stuff. Some of it, pornography. This speak by really they some saying, really change this stuff. Put it in the statement, change no man, post no mess like a virus. I had the same kind of me and some other people chimed in. But see, that's the difference between trying to think right and sometimes somebody always quick to believe the garbage. You feel? You're next stuff like that. And if it's true, you'll not be trying to spread it. So then she goes his back. He gets in his car. He goes to the meeting. When he gets to the meeting, I already talked to 800. When the preacher comes to him, when I Robert, he says, I'm really glad it's really good. And he said, when the man showed him check of all of the eagles,
Tell me.
he had one meeting. But oh my, they were when they, and God provided him.
He will do it. He will do it.
Oh, y'all ain't heard nothing yet. Y'all ain't heard nothing. We didn't see from the book, you think I'm at the church, we said the love all force me with honor, Robert. This is the Lord. offered this book. God used you to bless us. I'm so happy that you be, I'm so happy to be able to give this to you. And I opened up, I found a check. So really, the same amount of our entire, but one meeting, God had miraculously provided what is normally from meetings to produce. I'm investing in the warm glow of gratitude and wonder. Something happened to me that forever changed the course and quality of my service. A missionary had given a brief testimony and update for the congregation. As I looked across at the nearest word, caught sight of him, the unmistakable Lord spoke in my heart. I want you to give him your all. Y'all see what I'm talking about? Y'all feel me? All in an instant, I went from to something approximating petty, Lord. It can't be your Lord. I mean, after all, I just did a miracle here to meet our needs. Once again, the introduction came through gently, but him, like a kid, he doesn't want to hear what his brother is saying. I wanted to stick my fingers in my ear and sing la 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 la.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear what God. Because a lot of times we are going to be so close to God, we're so spiritual. I say that I'm going to do it. No. I just got through celebrating this miracle, and now you want me to give it all away? Couldn't shake it off. I tried bargaining. I tried big depression on this great flag. I mean, with 20 members of the church at a pizza place. This is right. Across from me sat a well-dressed man I barely knew. We had met briefly on one other occasion. Across the table toward me, looked me straight in my eye and asked me a shocking personal question. Now, love offers is not something, I mean, you know, I can tell folks what I got. But love, you're not really supposed to even count on love. That ain't your business. God got a love offer for. So when you start talking about how much you got, what's wrong with that? So ever had one ask me that before, especially near Spain, caught me so off guard, what else to do but answer him. So told him the amount offered. I remember that was it was. Where's the check? I remember thinking, what is that? So I'm proud to tell you, this preacher lied to his teeth. Say my wife. She was sitting in the table, a nice, safe yesterday. Now can we change the subject? He said, the man was remembering, but the child close to her ear, I asked, how's your feet? Glad to hear it. Just check it. Over the head, back down to the table. Lie, holding past my lips. Get out in the car, sound like it was very, very, very far away. And the fact that I had given my whole love offering away, but I was also covering the fact that this event just spent the evening proclaiming truth tonight and just like has been the true inspiration. Pop out. The gentleman leaned across the clothes. The checks not in the car. Right? He stated in a low voice. How do you know that? I was sounding a little offended. He told me at that point the man spoke words that broke like through my life. God is about to teach you so you can teach the Bible. With that, he slid a folded piece of paper across the table. It was the amount to the time, the amount. What do you think about it? I'm saying, rewind, back up. I got a meeting. I don't know this week. I don't know how we're going to pay our bill. So I'm just going to get this one. Don't worry about what. Love. And the amount of the love offering ends up being the amount of their in budget. The largest love offering that the church has ever taken. God for that. He didn't expect God to come. He probably asking God, where's my next occasion? Give me another place. So I said, I'm going to go to places in order to play. I don't need another love offering. I can do it all right here. God bless him with everything he had. God has the heart. That's it. Truth of the matter is, God gave it to you. It's not yours. But God gave it to you. You give it away. Why God has difficulty blessing us, it's not because God is, bless people. The biggest obstacle we have to God blessing us on a higher level is love. We know God. We can trust him to go. We can go to church and get a love offering. But we trust him enough when he says, give it all away. The next time, God, which you function from your current level. Anytime that you arrive, you don't have anything else to learn, any more to do for God, any higher level to climb, you're a fool. God says you should never be satisfied where you are. You should always want to go. And God is going to always challenge you to do just that. And he's been doing. Before you read about Robert Morris, God has already been challenging. The only reason you haven't seen some of these miracles he's talking about is because you haven't obeyed God. I tell you about this because I had over 50-something miles on it. Because I obeyed God. You know what I was thinking? Is that as hard as it was for me to empty my wallet with God, you know what? If God told me to empty my wallet, and I had 1,000, it's amazing how God can give more. And the more he gives, so when I'm talking about a blessing, get the money. It ain't about no money. It's about your walk.
Yeah.
It's about your being obedient to God. It's about allowing God to use you
Yeah.
to be a blessing. I'm old. I don't have time for that. I used to be trying to explain. I used to argue with the word, explain spiritual concepts of carnal life. Folk too carnal to understand. I ain't got time. You say, I don't believe the Bible. What's wrong? Preacher can't talk. Well, everything I say comes out of the Bible. You just said you read the Bible. So what's the point of me talking to you? No, I don't use folks swine. You have valuable things. You got to have valuable. See, a diamond ain't nothing but a rock. So the person don't know the value of a diamond. But when I know the concept, when I get it, I'm saying, it's about walking up to the point where God communicates the value of that he's exposed to.
Yeah.
Y'all feel?
Thou shalt not be,
All the way through.
okay. If there be among you a poor man of one of thy brethren within any of thy gates in thee, thou shalt not harden heart, nor shut thine hand from thy, but thou shalt open for his need, and that which he wanted. Beware that there be not a thought in thy wicked heart, saying, the seventh year, and the seventh year, the year of release, is at and thine eye be evil, and thou give, and he cried for and it be sin unto thee. That's because that for this thing thy God shall bless thee in work and in all never cease out of the land. Therefore unto thy brethren, unto thy brother, to thy poor, and to thy needy in the land. And if okay, and if any man or an Hebrew woman sold unto thee and served thee 6 years, then the seventh year, and thou shalt not let him go away empty. Punish him liberally out of thy floor and out of thy wine press, that wherewith the Lord thy God hath blessed thy.
Okay, now, yeah. Yes. When they were planting crops, he said, plant the year. The 7th year, like the 6th year, I'm going to crop to grow to last you the 6th and the 7th.
Mhm.
And there are times where people were sold into slavery. He says Hebrews who were sold into slavery. He says, okay, you your slave for 6 years. He might not be your slave for 5 years. But in other words, after that 6th year on the 7th year, he says,
Mhm.
you don't just release it. He says, give us a pig, not pig, a lamb, cow, goat. So don't let him leave empty handed. Okay? Y'all heard the year of Jubilee?
Mhm.
What's 7 times 7? 49. So we just talked about on the 50th year. God said, okay, for the 6th year, you planted enough. God's going to give you enough to last the 6th year and through the 7th year. Then you plant year number 1 start the cycle. But in the year of Jubilee, in the 6th year, God has to give enough to last you 6 years. The 49th year and the 50th year. year, you're gonna have enough crop to last you 3 years. Any debt that anybody has is automatically erased years you look. Borrowed some money from you in the year 48. Years you believe. Like, any debt is like clean in the year. And he says, don't like it clean, grudgingly, mad. Do it with shit. No. He says it's better to be lender than the borrower.
Yeah.
It's better to be on the upside than the downside.
Yeah.
Because if God has blessed you and prospered you, you should be willing to be a blessing and prosper. God has always been concerned about the poor and the less fortunate. God has always expected the people of God to be responsible for filling the gap. That's why we're saying. Questions, comments? Need to listen to God. That's why you got to pray. Every time it's offering time, you ought to be praying. Lord, how much do you want me to give? I have my money laid out before I leave home. You know what? Sometimes God overruled that man.
Mm-hmm.
I never will forget. I was listening to this guy from Louisiana. One of the prosperity guys. No, this boy from Louisiana got an accent. Two planters. I was listening to just two planters. I like those Jesse. Jesse, something about Jesse. Jesse is real. But Jesse was talking about this. He convicted. I just got God wants a sacrificial. God wants a sacrificial. And so I was convicted, very convicted. I mean, make a sacrificial. Nothing to do with what he was saying, but it did. That's what made God convict. God told me I want you to take this off. So instead of letting one of my preachers take it up, I got to look. And I'm not a big preacher. God put it on my heart to make a sacrificial. And I'm going to ask all of you to make a sacrifice. I made sure I forgot. I think I meant said I'm going to give an extra $100. But whatever you want to give, just give above and just easy. Will. She called me up. Said, look, I had my check made out. And hundred and something person. Whatever. Get it done. That's the work. My boss said, y'all have unexpected. She changed her about it. And before the week was out, God had more than replaced.
He'll do it. He'll do it.
I responded to God. I looked at my mailbox and got an unexpected. Exceeded what. All I'm trying to tell you is that when you step out on God's word, God will respond. about you and your walk with God. You and your walk with faith. I mean, that's what y'all about prayer about. That's what I think about prayer about. So you don't see me get up there. I have a problem. I want to close the doors, lock the doors. I don't want nobody be here. I want everybody here. If you got $100, you're able to give me, stand up. I found all that hustle. I think Christians are accountable to discern God with God. Every Sunday you ought to pray. Don't listen to him. Nobody ask God. God, what you want? Let me tell you right quick. I'm tell you right quick. Gotta be careful asking God what to give. Yeah, be careful. When you ask God, God will stretch you out. God will challenge your faith. God will put you on another level.
Yes, He will.
You dare to be obedient. God will show you. All I'm saying is, I want you to have a closer relationship. Living in this just start. I really want everybody to buy this book, not because I don't get no commission. But say that I think they say you don't have to maybe.com, but the church is. I want you to have this book. I want you to read. Think of it as function on a higher level in relation to God. I would say most people I've seen generous people being blessed in all my life. The stingy people, all they like they beg. They're always coming up short. They always need something. And the blessed people, the generous people, God is always blessed. Replenished. They so smart, they tricky, they sneaky, manipulated.
Say it.
And always hustling and always needing. And the folk who get, God is always over and over. I started clear illustration tonight, but I think I shared this morning. You got another illustration where he says, he stretched out and said, I think I did you this time. You can't be God given. He said, I think I might have whooped you this time. I think I might have got you. You can't be God. Question, comment? Got confirmation?
Pastor, I wasn't.
I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
No, real quickly, I was trying not to say anything, but,
Say it.
when I moved to Atlanta and I had a conviction and everything happened to me in the Baptist church where they planted seeds, and that just kind of just boiled over. So when I got ready to move back and this is moving and all that, I was like broke financially. But I learned how to trust God in everything, and I began to move that tiger plant seed. So when I moved back and I had $1 in the bank, and my mom had written me a check to put $100 into my account, and when I went to that bank and deposited that $100, and I saw what the banker had given me the receipt, and it was, oh my God, so much more than what should have been in my account. So I went back in the bank, but before I went in, I said, God, okay, this is not my account. And I went back in and I told the banker, I said, you deposited my money in the wrong account. And he looked at my credentials. Long story short, it was, and I tell the figure, and I still have that receipt. It was in 2005, $16,000 was in my account. And the bank could not tell me where that came from. I let that money stay in that account because when I went back in and the banker said, this is your account, I said, well, where did this money come from? He said, it's transferred. And I even had the corporate office in California to look. They never could tell me where that money was transferred from. Now, there was speculation on my part and everybody else, my friends telling me about it. But I didn't touch the money. And for like 30 days, but God was speaking to me and telling me that this is what I can do. It's just a little snippet of what I can do. But that was my confirmation that God is no short of his word. Because all the way driving home, I was wondering how I was going to get myself situated with the move and everything. But God had already had that plan. So when you trust God, you believe in him. And that's why I'm a seed sower.
Yeah.
You can do anything.
Abundantly.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I mean, really, they all the first study, I don't think that, you can get, you can get. All right. Any other questions, comments? The blessed life. I can see it. You got it? Well, yeah, you already got it. What you going with? Sister Connie Ferguson, hospital. She had, according to John Brown, who said he heard her husband and told him that she had 3 blocks. Hospital. They put it 3 to 2 of them. She's in hospital while they out at the latest surgery. She had to have a 3rd surgery on the other block. But I forgot to mention son. Please pray for her. We will pray.
He said on Facebook his treatments were going okay. Yeah, he said his treatments were going.
We'll pray for her. OJP has Reverend Easley has diagnosis having COVID. So y'all pray for him. Keep him from sitting so close. So, Shoshana, the one that married that girl, they used to sit in the balcony.
Jeremiah.
No.
Chisholm.
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 Yeah, Chisholm. He's still in medically induced home. So y'all pray. And any other medical report? Reason for prayer request.
No, Reverend Haynes, I have a statement. I remember when my mom was alive and she needed a different chemo because the oral, the infusions weren't working, and they wanted to give her a pill. And that pill was very costly. And I just kept remembering my mom. God said, step out on faith. I called the pharmacist. I said, I don't know how, whatever it's gonna cost. It was just $400, and that wasn't. I think I don't even know if it was a 30-day supply. It was less than a 30-day supply. And I said, well, Lord, you said step out on faith. I called the pharmacist and said, order it. And that same day, the pharmacist called me and said, Sabrina, I got free drugs for your mom. They gave me free drugs. Somebody had ordered it and no longer.
Look at God.
But that's why I say God, he's amazing.
Yeah.
He just says, have faith in him.
Yeah, my mom, now she's gonna be with the Lord. She got here, what's it like? She gave me just about 9 fish. Now, she didn't get them. She made Papa John. Bring them in. So you can't say no ain't faith. All of them came from Papa John. Now I wasn't even used to that, somebody being that dinner. Somebody one time. Where I come from, Chicago, we believe in best. I got to the point where when people give to me, I stop right there and just say, God, reward them according to their willingness. Instead of all that, I don't need that, get all that. Ask God to bless them. I never think they don't preach. Zephaniah Phillips, pastor church, Iron Hill in I used to work Dickinson, Texas. But I preach for him. You know, I want to preach, I don't take no money. Got a job, making a man. Preach for him. This man here was working in the warehouse. That means the guy on my level was his boss. And he asked his boss, could he come talk to me on his lunch break? He come on his lunch break, want me to come preach. The man don't know me, he never saw me. He must have had a very regular church. He don't even know nothing about it going to preach. Amen. As soon as I get over, because I had a lot of partners that I'm preaching. As soon as I get over there, I'm preaching. I'm trying to name it the big. I preach. When I went to his office, he had pointed out. Yeah, you won't take this. And he talked about, you know where I work, you know. That's all. Let me tell you. You gonna take this not because you. You gonna take this because I'm not gonna let you rob my people. God bless you. It's my responsibility to do for free. But then God blesses when we obey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about me. He had me understand. It ain't about you. It's about God blessing me. Think about that. Every time somebody's going to bless you and you refuse, what you're really saying, you're refusing to let God bless me. Because to every gift you receive, God attaches a blessing to the giver. So now I just pray, Lord, multiply. Whatever you want to do with them, make it big. Whatever you want to do, don't make it big. That's the way it's done. So I hear stuff like that. That's with God. All they do, like I say, God blesses the folk who have generous spirit. The hustlers, I think they get over. What happened, Lord? Well, always trying to, they go to lunch and they can't never pay. Freeman, said, yeah, I ain't gonna take this. Got a man in his car. He got in the seat. He ordered the food. And then when he got one, I got no money. And so you drive up to the window, you the closest thing to the. So he had to pay for it. But he got used to that stuff. So this guy, the guy was in the back seat. It was a truck like mine, got 4 doors. And so he said, when the guy ordered, gave him this big order. When he pulled up to the window, instead of him stopping at the driver's door, he pulled up And stop it. He said, I ain't got no money. We ain't got no money to pay anything. We ain't got no money. But that's what we keep hustling for. Always trying to get over. Always trying to get over, and you see a mountain today. You always coming up short. I was about to say that's what I'm sad for. Is that sometimes being a blessing means saying no. Don't think for a minute telling you to be a sucker. Every time you see the Bible with a sign on the phone, you got. That's why I say it's so important. You communicate with God. You ask God, is this legit? You ask God, is this person? Sometimes you can help people by not getting more than getting. Some people need to learn. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't be a soft touch. No, I want to be in God's will. So God wants me to be a blessing. Sometimes in order to bless folks, but no. You take my money, you take my God money, my sanctified money, and go buy some drugs with it. You take my sanctified money and go buy some drugs. Okay. Questions, comments? I didn't mean to keep y'all this long. I apologize. I hope y'all. Let's stand for the benediction. Reverend Dr. Eddie Ray, about full prayer.
Dear Heavenly Father, the Lord is holy. Lord, that gave your Son to us, Father. Teach us, God, hallelujah. Show the ways of salvation, God for our sins. We thank you, Father, for this day. Because such a little Christ, that you never come to you always help someone, especially the poor. So it's our responsibility to help those that have not. We just thank you for that spirit. We thank you, Father, for you hear your word, study, and we just thank you, bless us, have another day. Now take us home, Father. Make us all safe, find out how to do it. And I have a special thanks, Father, for getting my heater fixed, Lord, because I've been out of heat for 3 days. Thank you, Father. Yes, all this. Sometimes Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank y'all for coming.
I like to froze to death Sunday. It was rough. Went out of town and come back for heater.